The only thing you could do wrong was like all use the same bad field upgrade.
Yeah.
There was no other decision making to be had. Whereas now, since you can only apply 2 of 6 augments to each perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade, you'll have to think about far more than that. Not only what field upgrade is each one person on our squad going to run, but what augments are they going to use on those things? And there's probably going to be some cool synergies you can make. Okay. We are live, boys plus girls. Welcome, plus Nicole, to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, episode number 449, almost 450. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. Today I'm joined by Coke enjoyer Tanner, the soda.
Yeah.
And today we have an Intel barrage to take cover from and also cover ourselves. And that's what I said.
No noties from this barrage, as typical COD fashion either.
Yeah. Just came out of exactly nowhere. This was a no-nody airstrike that we've been hit with. But unfortunately, we're prepared for it because we have self-res. Okay. So we're just going to get right into this. And we're not going to cover anything else today. So before we get started, there will be a couple announcements. We just put out a new Patreon episode, and we have some more exciting ones on the way. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about a new Patreon we got, patreon.com/dropshot. We need more. Now, with that said, we're going to dive directly inside of this massive blog post
that we're going to do,
which is an Intel barrage that came out today, released by Activision, specifically by the Treyarch Zombies team, and also David Hodgson. Got it. Hard to believe that guy is not on the Treyarch Zombies team, so don't know why they needed to do that, but okay, and I've got it. Now, before we get into this, first of all, this is quite literally the largest blog post that's ever been posted on this website, callofduty.com.
It's big.
The amount of words and big words and intimidating words is off the charts. It's never been higher. There are so many words, they're big and they're intimidating. And as a result of that, our plan today is to cover this and only half of this, probably. Mm-hmm. So there are 6 parts. There are kind of really just 5 parts. And this is chocked full of information.
Overwhelming. Yeah,
it's overwhelming. There's too much to cover. So I've read it though. So we're going to go through and kind of cover what we can. The goal is to at least finish part 3 today, and then we'll finish covering it on Saturday. It is possible, but almost certainly not happening that we finish the whole thing today. But we'll at least get through some of it. Now, another thing to keep in mind as well, if there were patches or whatever for the game, I don't remember them or notice them, and it doesn't matter. I think the only thing that happened was the Super E was nerfed again.
And it's horrible.
Here's the thing, though. You also shouldn't have been using it before this week's nerf because it got nerfed last week and became unusable. So it was already bad. Don't use it. And then they made it even worse. Also don't use it still. So nothing really changed there. You should have already been off the Super E prior to this week's nerf. So I'm not reading the details. I'm not even pulling them up. It doesn't matter. Don't use it. And then other than that, I don't think really anything else has gone on with the current iteration of MDub 3. Also, there were a ton of Black Ops 6 leaks, multiplayer leaks.
Boy, yeah, lots of them. The whole game has been leaked.
Pretty much, which we will be covering on Patreon next week early. Because we can't show leaked gameplay footage, and we'd rather show it and talk about it that way and have it on Patreon only than not be able to show it and do a public episode about it. So that's what we're going to do. So if you wanted to listen to that, it'll be coming next week. We'll put it out for every tier of the Patreon. So with that, let's get into this Intel Barrage Call of Duty Zombies. Also, last preamble part. We're not talking about the lore at all. If you're into the lore the story or whatever, go to Ink Slasher's YouTube channel. I'm positive he probably already has a video out on it, and he knows way more about that stuff. He makes great videos. But he's like one of the lore nerds. There are a ton of them, or you can read it yourself. But we're going to go through more of the mechanical stuff and the actual gameplay stuff. And there's a lot to say on that as well. So here we go. Words and big words and intimidating words. So here we go. Part 1, the prelude.
No, one more thing. They showed 17 minutes straight of gameplay. Let's be super clear. I watched 2 minutes of it. So we might talk more about the actual gameplay on Saturday, or maybe just like play that while we're yapping or something too, so it's on the screen and we can also see it. But I didn't watch all of that just because we were playing Warzone all morning, so...
yeah, Tanner was too busy just pissing and shitting on my SR.
Raz was destroying my SR, Won every single game last night with lag and cope and prime hours, and then I hop on with Raz and Jake and we lose every game, Didn't get top 10 even once,
Tanner cute with us now. I lost 300 SR. Okay, so with that said, yes, there was Zombies gameplay that Activision also officially released. We considered doing a little watch party of it, but I watched like 10 minutes of it, and some of the stuff is kind of cool, but none of it's super groundbreaking or interesting, especially because we've already seen gameplay from the Black Ops 6 Direct thing and all the leaked gameplay. So there's not really much to talk about there, and then everything else is kind of like contained within this blog post, so it doesn't really seem necessary. With one exception is that there is a Kraken, so there's at least one water zombie from the video. So if that doesn't come up, I'll mention it now. So
that'll probably be in Saturday's episode. I think that's in part 5 of this blog post.
Oh yeah, there's a whole
talks about all the zombies,
right?
Yeah. There's also a trailer here. Did you watch this little trailer? Should we play this?
Darwin on the Galapagos Islands.
How long is this trailer? It's 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Should we play this?
Trailer? Yeah, sure. Let's play it. I haven't seen it. Oh, I automatically skipped over this. I've scrolled over that 100 times already. So.
We're gonna click play at the same time.
I've got it.
And ready? 3, 2, 1, play.
What are you standing around for? Time to bounce.
That's what I always say, time to bounce.
Got it.
Bounce on this.
Also got that.
Frog thrust.
Watch your back.
Little AK-74.
Zombie movement.
Got some dead meat to grind.
Bro's breaking ankles of zombies. Whoa!
Whoa, that was
cool. A trap.
That's one of those traps.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yep, that was cool. Zombies is back.
Oh, dude, good song. We've been DMCA'd.
I've got it.
I haven't heard this song since 6th grade, yeah.
You're done.
What is that?
That's a suit you can. That's a suit you can get somehow, yeah. Water.
Is this a Rob Zombie song? I think it is.
There's that little boat, man. See that boat?
Yeah, little dinghy.
You can drive that thing all around. Great looking
so
camo.
Movement. She's moving omnidirectionally. Wow.
New wonder weapon.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's blasting. Bro's pissed too. Okay.
New power up. Look at that. That's cute.
We have probably been DMCA'd, by the way, so you are green lighted to fucking cuss. Because we're not monetized anyway.
And we've lost our YouTube channel. And it's gone.
And the live stream has been disappeared.
Whoa!
There's a giant Kraken.
Wow. They've done it.
And instantly unlock.
I've got it. And then they do promotional items.
And they've done it. Wow. Zombies is coming, guys. It's confirmed, official.
It is coming. It is official. So that's the trailer. So, okay. With that, part one, the prelude. So, purely focused on the round-based zombies action coming to the game. Words and big words. So, yeah, this is a lot. So, please note, throughout this blog, a wide variety of gameplay systems are discussed along with specific examples of how the systems are employed in the game. In every case, it is wise not to make assumptions that these indicate the total number of elements. This might be good for us, Tanner, what we were talking about earlier. Pertaining to a particular gameplay function. All content is subject to change as the Zombies team continues final refinements. And then warning, spoilers ahead. We won't cover those. So the gameplay video they had released along with this blog post and the map shown in the trailer. This is all Terminus, which is like an island. It's Outpost Escape Philippine Sea. So it's like an island in the Philippines, and it's a prison with a bunch of zombies on it. That's what all the gameplay is we've seen so far. There is another map, which we'll get into in a second, but everything you've seen so far is from Terminus. So yeah, located in the Philippine Sea, the Terminus Island complex, lots of lore. Not reading that. Get ready to play this round-based zombies map at the launch of BO6 on October 25th, along with the Liberty Falls map. So this was another one that was, I don't know if this was revealed or leaked. I think it was officially revealed. But the other map is called Liberty Falls in Almost Hell, West Virginia. I don't also remember.
It was officially revealed, yes.
Is Liberty Falls supposed to be the introductory one?
Correct. So Liberty Falls is supposed to be the easier map.
Right, okay.
Supposedly, and then Terminus, it's much smaller and easier, more of a beginner map, they say, and then Terminus is massive, their biggest round-based zombies map they've ever made, and, like, dark, gloomy, scary, real scary, and then, yeah, you got Liberty Falls over here. It's Liberty Falls they will show gameplay of and talk about it at COD Next on Wednesday the 28th, so we'll learn a lot more, because that's the one I'm really excited for. That hits me hard. This is the vibe that I want. So I'm excited to hear about that. Yeah,
we've talked about that, I think a couple months ago on Patreon when this did get
big vibe guy, yeah.
Yeah, we're big vibes guys. However, kind of weird they're showing all the gameplay for the more advanced map. I like it, but it's just an odd decision, surprising decision. That's why I kind of second guessed it. But anyway. So yeah, not much there. Part 2, the Essence of Zombies gameplay overview. So here's where we're starting to get into the thick of it. An intro to round-based gameplay. BO6 Zombies is purely focused on creating the finest, most rewarding round-based experience Treyarch has ever made. Many of the systems you'll be reading about will be familiar to vets, but other systems are designed to grow the Zombies community and allow newer players to explore more of the main quest more easily. So we'll see what that means, because I don't really know. But let's continue. At its most basic level,
guided missions, basically.
I've got it. BO6 round-based zombies maps involves you and up to 3 teammates exploring and eventually breaking out of a maximum security prison on Terminus Island with rounds of undead foes. Yeah. So yeah, they move on from there. And then there are 2 main currencies of the game, Essence and Salvage. So additional and new routes to a round-based zombies map involve accessing blocked areas either by unlocking doors or removing obstacles, and both cost Essence. This is all standard stuff. You spend Essence to like unlock new pathways. If you've ever played zombies before, this will be familiar to you. As some areas have multiple routes to discover, you must weigh up the costs in unlocking these thoroughfares, while at the same time spending Essence on perks and pack-a-punched weaponry to strengthen yourself against the Horde.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
So, yeah, all pretty standard so far. Let's see. In BO6 Zombies, Essence takes the form of points you rapidly accrue by slaying zombies, and occasionally appear as vials of Dark Aether Essence that sometimes drop from tougher enemies. You use Essence in the following ways. So I'm not going to read all of these. But I'm going to read some that are new. To summon a tactical raft for aquatic expeditions is one way you can spend Essence.
Yeah.
So it looks like those little boats are not just going to be around. You're going to have to actually like buy one, which is fine. And I think one thing they'll probably end up doing this year, almost certainly actually, is having vehicles use fuel again. And that's probably going to be the way they would get around people just driving on a raft forever, I would guess. But maybe not. I don't really know. But anyway, that's one new thing. Let's see. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, everything else is pretty standard. Buy ammo, you know, open doors.
Well, here's one thing that's new. To upgrade additional armor from an armor wall buy, you can get tier 1, 2, or 3 armor. In Cold War, you had to spend salvage to upgrade your armor. But I guess in this game, you'll spend essence instead. And then to start a special trial challenge. That was, in fact, in Cold War. But I thought
the
I'd point it out,
trials, yeah.
because that's one thing you might have forgotten about, which was actually really cool in Cold War. There were like little trials you could do. So you spend essence, you do the trial, and if you do well, you get more than that essence back, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the other main form of currency is salvage. So we are familiar with this as well. Small piles of junk with a green outline. In quality of life improvement, players now only need to manage one type of salvage as opposed to both collecting normal and high-grade salvage like in Cold War.
Smart,
so this
probably.
I like. I like this a lot, actually, because Cold War actually had 3 currencies. It was essence, shit salvage, and then good salvage also. And that's too many. Let's relax. So having this be just 2 is good, I think.
Yep.
Salvage drops are now also player-specific, so you won't have to worry about your teammates picking up your hard-earned salvage before you can. That's good because my teammates are shit and they are not respectful of my salvage or my SR. You use salvage in the following ways. To access an ammo mod and apply a special elements or power to your current weapon via an arsenal machine. Okay, so that used to cost essence and now it costs salvage. So they swapped those things around. That's kind of weird. And also, I don't know what an arsenal machine is. Because before, the ammo mod was tied to elemental pop, which was a perk, right?
It talks about the arsenal machine later. And
I've got it.
I read it, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay. Yeah, so that's weird. To upgrade the rarity tier of your weapon via an arsenal machine also. So that is how it worked in Cold War. And then you could build lethals, tacticals, and support equipment via a crafting table. Those are all how it worked in Cold War also, but you could get kill streaks. I don't know if that's what they mean when they say support equipment. Because you used to be able to spend salvage on like sentries,
chopper gunners, and that would be like how you can extract more easily. So I don't know if that's what support equipment means in this context or if that means something else. Expect additional details on all these systems as you progress through this blog. Okay, so we'll find out. So next is the main quest. I want to skip this, but I'm not going to. Every zombies map has a main quest that you're left to your own devices to solve, usually after the route to the Pack-a-Punch machine has been completed. They say usually as if there aren't just 2 maps. Is it on the 2 maps or not? Got it. The main quest for Terminus follows a similar pattern, and you're free to fully explore the prison area, ocean, and smaller islands with tactical rafts at your disposal to explore one of the largest round-based zombie maps ever created. Another question I have based on that sentence, that almost implies to me that you can't swim and you have to use the tactical raft. There's no shot that's true though, right? Maybe it's just super dangerous to swim. No, that trailer, it showed them jumping in the water at one point.
Okay.
So you can definitely use some water, unless that was in an inside area where, I don't know, there was some sort of underwater area you could get to. Maybe out in like the ocean water. I don't know. Maybe there's something with it where it damages you if you're in it for too long or something. Not really sure, but that trailer did show people jumping into the water. So
yeah, okay.
It's a lot easier with the raft. You get around real quick.
Yeah, that's probably all they mean. Yeah. So one of the more thrilling aspects of round-based zombies is the complete freedom you're given to investigate a variety of odd, out-of-the-way, and seemingly innocuous parts of the map. So this is where they're hinting at there are going to be Easter eggs. Sometimes there's nothing to find. Sometimes an audio log document or strange artifact. So go to Inkslasher's YouTube channel. By their very nature, Easter eggs are redacted and cannot be discussed, though we can state that vets should expect plenty of side quests to discover as they dig deeper. Okay. While Treyarch is focused on making their main quest for each BO6 map more challenging than those found in Cold War, okay, the studio's also adding an all-new guided mode to welcome more players into the world of zombies. So let me just plant a flag here. Wasn't the main quests in Cold War pretty fucking hard in zombies? Or am I just thinking of the Easter eggs we tried to do?
I think you're thinking of the Easter eggs. Oh, I mean, technically, the story missions I feel like are technically hard unless you look something up, because the average person isn't going to figure out how to do all that on their own anyway. So I think most people have to end up just looking things up, so it becomes easy that way, but I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. But anyways, yeah, they say the studio is also adding an all-new guided mode to welcome more players into zombies. This mode is planned to release later in season after each map's launch to protect the sanctity of the traditional Easter egg hunt, where the community puts their heads together to find and complete the main quest and side quests every time a new map launches. Okay, I've got it. That's pretty cool. Let me keep reading, actually. In this mode, players will receive focused guidance throughout the main quest with rounds capped to certain stages of their quest progression. All side quests and other Easter eggs will be disabled to ensure experiencing the narrative is the singular priority. If you've ever been curious about jumping into the story, this is your time. Players who complete a map's main quest will earn unique rewards themed after their respective map, with an extra reward for completing the main quest the old-fashioned way, which is to say not using the guided mode. Players will also earn an LTM calling card for completing a main quest before the launch of the guided mode for that map. Okay, and longtime fans will be happy to know they'll have the option to keep playing their match after completing the quest. That all sounds perfectly handled to me, in my opinion. Yeah. I think this is like the perfect way to do it. Mm-hmm. So one thing they do is they disable side quests and Easter eggs if you're using guided mode. You also get an extra reward for finishing the main quest before guided mode's available. I think this gives everyone what they want, I think, actually. And you can always, even after they release the guided mode, you can always just not queue for that, which you'll have to do anyway if you wanted to do side quests or Easter eggs.
Yeah.
So this is perfect. Actually.
Guided mode really does sound like it's only going to be new players who would use something like that. Because if it's disabling all the side quests and everything, no zombies player who cares about all of that stuff would ever play that anyway. So I think it's nothing but a good idea for them to do that, yeah. And it'd be an excellent idea, which unfortunately by the sounds of it, they're not doing it this way, if zombies released early before multiplayer, like a week early.
Yeah, that's not totally out of the cards yet, but it's not looking great.
Yeah.
So,
if that's happening, we'll find out at COD Next, probably.
Yeah, for sure. We'll know by COD Next. Exfil or expire is the next thing. At some point, even the most hardened, strategically focused zombies player needs to extricate themselves from the relentless hordes. And once you want to leave Terminus, you can call upon Raptor 1 to locate a landing site while you race to secure it before you're all overwhelmed. After clearing the vicinity, you may yet live to see another match. Or you can continue to explore the island, facing tougher and tougher crowds of ghoulish entities until you succumb to the threats. So you can still exfil early, just like in Cold War. I can't read it. I can't read this fake word.
The zombie word? Which
zombie
word are you talking
movement.
about? Yeah.
Yeah, it says zombie movement.
Yeah.
And it's all one word, and I hate it. With movement being redefined across the entirety of BO6 for the first time in zombies, players can sprint, slide, and dive in any direction, seamlessly chaining. Yeah, we already know this omni movement. Okay, got it. Let's see. Yeah, they're just talking about omni movement, so I've got it. We already covered this extensively in Black Ops 6 Direct. So, heads-up display options. This is also something we've covered extensively, I think.
Yeah, it's all customizable.
Your HUD, basically. Yeah. So
there's a default HUD setting that gives you one like Black Ops 3. It's like the same HUD, all that same font and everything. Some people might like little cute aspects like that. But either way,
Yeah.
totally customizable HUD like in multiplayer.
Yeah. Yeah. Even a custom color palette, that's cool. The ability to turn off Pack-a-Punch weapon camos to preserve the look of your weapon customization. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, that's an out-of-game setting that you can choose to turn on or off. Yep.
Yeah. So, and then we have a screenshot of the default HUD here. An example of action with the default HUD utilized. And it looks, yeah, pretty retro, honestly. Especially on like the bottom right. But not like too retro, not like bad or anything.
It just looks like Cold War, pretty much, yeah.
And one thing to keep in mind, if you look middle left, we've got emotes and sprays. They're coming back, baby. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, we had talked about...
something we did not expect to be revealed in the Zombies blog post, but I would be shocked if those were not also available in multiplayer and Warzone.
We've known for a week, yeah. It is available in
Which is what I
multiplayer.
said.
Yeah. That's been in every single gameplay leaked footage of multiplayer, and also the leakers had talked about that, so we had mentioned that. I think a few weeks back that supposedly emotes were coming back, but it's official, they are coming back. So they'll probably be in Warzone again as well, too.
Yeah.
Which will be cool, because I can't wait to spend thousands of COD points on an emote of me flipping some guy off, like in Warzone 1, and I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we will be doing that, absolutely. So
we will be buying. Yeah.
And then this is the Legacy HUD in the next screenshot. It looks the same, almost. There's no mini-map
So
anymore?
there's no mini-map
Okay.
in the BO3
I've got
HUD.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Few differences here and
So
there.
they do an overview of the HUD. I'm not reading any of this. It shows things that'll show up on a HUD. So I've got it. So moving on from there. Idle hands, saving instability. This is great news as well. Due to a variety of important reasons, including improved visual quality and lower file sizes, an internet connection is required to play zombies. Okay, well, I live in the 21st century, so I don't mind this, but I also don't love it, and a lot of people get very upset with this, which I understand. But there is a good reason for that. Robust systems have been put into place to both maximize the ease of matchmaking and minimize gameplay interruptions. Here are some of these mitigations. Private matchmaking. New in BO6 Zombies, players can join another friend's game no matter how far they are through the game, providing the host has room in the game and their party is in a joinable state. So here's one thing I'm not totally clear on. If I queue like solo and get to like round 10 or whatever, my friend can just join on me if my party's open? Does it just wait for the round to end and then scale up the number of zombies for round 11? If that's...
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know.
If you can just join in progress and change the party size, I can't imagine they would do it any other way, but I don't even know if that's what they mean. Because they could also mean like you would have to queue into a duo's private lobby or whatever. So maybe like I queue with Tanner, his cat dies, so he like disconnects, and then Gabe jumps on in his place or something. That could be what they mean, or you could actually just join someone's lobby, even though you didn't queue in with that many people. But I think that would be weird because we know that they scale the number of zombies on each round, depending on how many people are in your party. So like round 10 is going to have 100 zombies if you're solo, but it'll have like 450 if you're in quads. So how does that work if someone could just join you mid-game? I'm assuming, again, it would just scale up the number of zombies on the subsequent round.
Yeah, probably.
Which I guess would be fine. Yeah, I guess that would be cool.
It's just weird that they call it private matchmaking. So it sounds like you have to start... Well, obviously, it can't be like if you search for a match to like find other random players, and it sounds like your friend can't join on that. So it basically needs to be a match that you start with like one other friend, and you have your party on like invite only or something, and then you can invite your third friend when they hop on, I guess. That's what I'm assuming. So I'm thinking, yeah, and then I think it'll probably work that way. It'll just scale up starting the next round or something.
Yeah.
It'll spawn them in at the end of the round.
Well, Dusty said they confirmed that if you're playing solo, nobody can join your game. So I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work. I don't care too much, though. It doesn't really matter to me. So this is like the least exciting part of this section. So pausing, saving, and recovery. This is what's cool. At any point during a game, the following can occur. Pausing. You can elect to pause your solo match, cringe, to take a quick break. After a finite amount of time without continuing to play, the game will automatically save the match at the point it was paused. Load the save file to continue. Really cool. Why is it only solos, though? That's unfortunate. Saving. For the first time in Zombies, you can elect to save your solo match at any time, provided your full health aren't down, dead, or actively engaged in an exfil. Load the save to continue. Recovery. On the rare occasion, that the game servers, your internet, or a combo of the two conspire to prevent... Bobby Kotick conspires all the time against me, so don't say it's a rare occasion. To prevent your continued enjoyment of the game and you disconnect, solo players can load up your save close to the point in the time you DC'd and continue from that point. So it sounds like it's going to be auto-saving for you periodically, which is very interesting. And then squad players, if you disconnected from a squad match, but the host is still active, you can rejoin and continue after a small period of time spectating. Okay, so this is an improvement on Cold War because you could not pause. I think you could pause actually if you were solo, but you couldn't pause as a squad, which you still can't do, unfortunately. And you couldn't save a game and come back to it later, which you now can do.
You could pause as a squad in Cold War. We did it numerous times.
Oh, yeah, we did. You're right.
I think you're thinking
right.
of, I'm pretty sure it launched without that ability maybe, and then they added it in a little bit later. I don't remember how that worked, but there was...
I do remember.
Or maybe we're just thinking of Vanguard Zombies where you couldn't. I don't know, but in Cold War you could definitely pause it. I don't know if there was a time limit on it. I don't really remember, but...
Yeah. The big thing here is you can save your game and go to sleep, and then wake up and continue if you're solo.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's quite cool. But also, I have friends. I'm never playing solo zombies. So that kind of sucks for the vast majority, I would imagine, of zombies players who do not.
Most zombies players are depressed, though, so most of them play by themselves, I would say.
That's
they have severe depression.
True,
so I think it's fine for them, honestly.
Yeah. I wonder why it's solos only. I wonder what...
Because it saves it to your computer, probably. Essentially, it backs it up to your profile rather than having to maybe do something server-side to have multiple people join in. It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it does.
Got to be something like that.
It's an improvement, so I will take it. Although I'd love squad pausing, which we're not going to have at launch. So that's kind of bizarre, because we have had it before, you're right. But let's move on. Part 3.
Oh, wait, hold. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Okay. Pausing is only solo?
Yes. You can elect to pause your solo match. Let's take a quick break.
There's no way.
That's crazy, right? I don't understand why they would do that.
There's no way. Huh.
So let's move on.
That
Part 3. Locked
and I hate
and
that.
Loaded. Yeah, it's terrible. Pre-game preparation. Okay, so Tanner and I, before the podcast started, have read this section meticulously and don't really understand it very well. So maybe some of you will understand it. Maybe they've clarified more and we have not seen that. Or maybe neither. However, like many things that Call of Duty will make blog posts about that come out later, whatever this augment system exactly entails, it's not going to be this complicated. It's going to sound a lot more complicated than it actually is right now. And it's going to be very simple to understand and will make sense once we've all played it one time and experienced it ourselves. However, just from reading the blog post, I still don't really understand what's going on. So with that said, I am going to read exactly all of the words
it's
on
confusing.
This screen because it's not clear to me, even without leaving anything out.
Yeah.
So here we go. And I'm scared and nervous because there are a lot of big and intimidating words here. Quote, augments, customizing perks, ammo mods, and field upgrades. Augments provide a rich and innovative customization experience, allowing you to invest into research between matches, unlocking augments for every perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade in the game. Each perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade has a research path accessed in the pre-game menus between matches. Revelations you make during your research allow you to unlock the true power of each item, which take the form of augments. A total of 6 augments per item, 3 minor and 3 major, are yours to uncover. A minor augment offers a limited advantage to the item, usually during use, and a major augment offers a substantial advantage to the behavior of the item, usually during use. From the 6 researched augments, you can imbue 2 of them, 1 minor and 1 major, to each perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. Hopefully that made sense to you guys, because it sort of makes sense to me, but I'm still a little unclear. So, augments provide a rich and innovative customization experience, allowing you to invest into research between matches. What does that mean? That's where I'm already lost. So, is research something you collect in a match?
Them saying,
then you like spend it in the next pregame lobby? Or do you choose, I want to begin researching this perk, and then you go into the match and then all your progress counts as research toward that perk or field upgrade or whatever? I don't really know. And then you unlock augments for stuff, but they have research paths. Revelations you make during your research allow you to unlock augments.
That makes it sound like something you gain by doing the main story mission, but it can't be that, because what happens once you're done with the main story mission? You have to be able to gain the research or whatever somehow. Yeah, it's very... Even the zombies players in chat seem like they're a little confused by it as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
for sure understand all of it, though, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it. They have been pretty unclear, and we even, like, skipped forward and tried to figure out, like, is research like a thing, or is it just a word they used, or is it like a currency? I don't know, because this is basically taking the place of the Cold War Aether Crystal rewards that you would get for playing zombies.
Yeah.
So in Cold War, and this is what Tanner and I were really hoping returned. This is what I was most hoping for out of Black Ops 6 Zombies, was something like the Aether Crystal system from Cold War. And what that was if you extracted on round 10, you would get like 2 common crystals and 1 rare crystal. If you extracted on round 50, you would get 12 common crystals and like 5 rare crystals. So like the farther you went, the more crystals you would get, and there were 2 types of them. And then you spent those 2 types of crystals out of game in the pregame menus, like they're talking about here, permanently upgrading basically every facet of your zombies experience. So you could upgrade assault rifles 5 times. And like the first upgrade would cost like 1 common crystal, and it would say assault rifles do 10% more damage or whatever. And then, you know, upgrade 2 would be like, you reload faster with them, things like that. But it was like for each weapon category, for each perk, for each field upgrade, everything had a reward track. And it was, so there was a lot, in other words, of stuff to grind for between matches and unlock, which was really, really cool. This seems to be the equivalent of that, but it's obviously different in some way. Because this is talking about spending augments in the pregame menus, so out of game, to enhance some facets of your gameplay experience, perks, ammo mods, and field upgrades, and maybe more, like they said in the beginning. So maybe you will be able to augment weapon categories or weapons themselves also, individual weapons. We don't really know, but that's possible. But what I don't understand is, how do you unlock augments or research or whatever? And is it done in the same way as Cold War, meaning the farther you get in a game of zombies, the more research you get? I don't
That's what
know.
I'm assuming it is, yeah. Is there just so that's got to be the same system as the crystals. They're just wording it different. But yeah, so it doesn't sound like it's permanent. It just sounds like you have unlocks. So basically you have crystals that you can use to unlock certain bonuses, but then you only select X amount of bonuses before every single match you play, so they change every match, so it's nothing permanent. So maybe that's kind of what they're saying about how this experience is going to be harder, because 30 days into the game, all of the hardcore zombies, 7 days into the game, would have in Cold War every single thing permanently leveled up, so it's too easy for them. So then maybe this system is kind of created to make it more difficult over time, because you only have a selection of like 6 things you can upgrade going into that match, and then that's it, and nothing is permanent.
I'm going to make an analogy. This is what I think you're saying, and I think you might be right. Here's the analogy. In multiplayer, you go from level 1 to 55. When you unlock level 10 character level in multiplayer, you unlock the Scar H assault rifle. However, when you create a loadout, you can't use every assault rifle you've ever unlocked at the same time. You have to pick a particular assault rifle. So is that what you mean? Like, research allows you to unlock every create a class option, but then before you load into a match, you can only pick a certain number of those options from all the unlocks you have? Is that what we mean? Is that what we think this means? That's what I think this might mean. So you still have to unlock the ability to choose everything, but you can never actually choose everything.
Yes.
Which would be different than Cold War, because you could, in 7 days, have everything maxed out, and then like you have a ton of benefits for everything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they mean.
Yeah, that sounds perfect, actually. I think that's what they're describing. I think you have it correct.
Okay.
You have to unlock the tracks, but you can't use them all every single time. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Okay. That is kind of cool, but I kind of prefer the Cold War system more. If I'm understanding this correctly, which we may not be. I don't really know yet. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Which I think I'm okay with that system. Again, just need to see it. Like, if this blog post included a 30-second clip of them scrolling through the menu, I would fully understand all of this. But instead, we're going to read 2,500 words and then learn 10% of what we would learn if I saw the menu of the game for 10 seconds. Yeah. So this will make total sense come COD next.
Yeah, and what really pisses me off about it is I guarantee that if we did understand the system and were tasked with explaining it so other people could also understand it, it would not be hard to do. But they've managed to not do it.
Treyarch honestly gets so technical, and they almost over-explain, and it just ends up making it confusing. Because they have to use these big, intimidating words. You're right, man. Just say, hey, we made this system where like you can kind of upgrade things, but you can't use them all every match. Done. But instead they write 3,000 words that we're going through. Yeah.
The only real question I have now, again, is how do you unlock or earn research?
They don't explain that anywhere, by the way, because we searched it, guys. So
literally anywhere.
It does not explain it.
Yeah.
We are assuming it's just you hit level 5, you hit level 10, you gain 1. It's probably exactly like the crystal system, but they don't explain that either way, so we don't know for sure.
Yes, correct. And if it is like the crystal system, where your performance, if you perform well, will earn you way more research, so you unlock those augments faster than if you're dog shit and you do badly, I would be mostly happy with the system in that case. Because the thing I liked a lot about the Cold War system. I like that there was a long-term thing to grind for, but if we're understanding this correctly, that's still going to be true, because you're going to eventually want to unlock every single augment for every single thing, even if you can't use them all each match. You want to have all the options, obviously. So that would still satisfy that facet of the Cold War Aether system that I really liked, and that gives it a lot of replayability and longevity. So that's cool. But another thing I really liked about the Cold War system was the better you are at zombies and the better you perform, the sooner you can unlock things. So there's actually an incentive for getting to a really high round before extracting, so that you can unlock more things. That was another part of the Cold War system I really liked. That is what is totally left out of this blog post. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously you're always going to kind of want to, like, get as far as you can, I guess. But I like having, in addition to the intrinsic, like, whatever, satisfaction, you also get a tangible, like, reward you've earned for doing well. That's the only thing where I don't know. But like we said, as soon as the game comes out, this is going to be incredibly simple to understand and not complicated at all. And they have just managed to botch the explanation, which they've done as a video game, Call of Duty. They've done dozens of times since we started this podcast. They'll release a blog post. We'll try to explain it or understand it. We don't get it. And then it comes out and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I get it now. So anyways, that will happen again. If you guys know more, let us know, but we will move on. And maybe, by the way, by Saturday, this will all be more well understood by someone. We'll look online and see if anyone's explained it or whatever. I'm sure there are going to be some YouTube videos, maybe from people who played it already, that can explain this augment system better. And then we'll talk about that on Saturday, if that is common knowledge. So they go on from the 6 researched augments. You can imbue 2 of them to each perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade, which is what I said. So yeah, so like, let's say you choose to upgrade, the healing ray perk or whatever it's called. You can research up to 6 augments for that, but you can only pick 2 to apply or activate before you load into the game with that field upgrade. One of which will be a minor augment, one of which will be a major augment.
Yeah.
So those are kind of like perk slots for your field upgrade, for example. And then there's going to be like 2 perk slots for your, ammo mod. Like, okay, would I rather have, ghost or high alert? You're going to have to like make that decision for each of these things, which I think actually is pretty cool. That's something Cold War did not have. There was no trade-offs that you had to think about at all.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. Augments are designed to create a deep progression path, as well as offering you the ability to delve into research that benefits your style of play. Experimenting with all the available augments, learning how they interact with other augments for perks, ammo mods, and field upgrades, and also how your fellow teammates are using their preferred setups provides an incredible depth to the experience. I think this is also true, and I think this is also more true than of Cold War, because Cold War, all you really had to think about in terms of trade-offs and decision making was what field upgrade am I picking, and what field upgrades are my teammates picking. That was pretty much it. The only thing you could do wrong was like all use the same bad field upgrade. There was no other decision making to be had. Whereas now, since you can only apply 2 of 6 augments to each perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade, you'll have to think about far more than that. Not only what field upgrade is each one person on our squad going to run, but what augments are they going to use on those things? And there's probably going to be some cool synergies you can make, which I do like, actually. That's like going to be a new level of depth, like they said, that wasn't present in Cold War. So I can get on board with that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually does sound like a deeper path, really, than Cold War. Yeah, because you're right. Because everything else you just always had permanently. So maybe the system will be a lot better.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. As long as there's just some, like... As long as I have stuff I can unlock and grind for long term, like with the Aether Crystals, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
Like, even if they're options I'll realistically never use, Like, I think that's cool. So, weapons and loadouts. Neutralizing the frothing undead requires more than harsh words and bravado.
Okay.
I've got it. So we can start skipping stuff again. Let's get to the gunsmith and find out more about perfecting your pre-game loadouts, stats, and camos. Naturally, each of these loadouts elements have zombies related challenges and badges related to them, and the weapons have camos to grind for. This includes 4 highly desirable mastery camos in zombies. More info to come. I don't got it. How are there 4 mastery camos in zombies? What does that mean?
Well, we have 4 now.
Well, we have 4 mastery camos, not zombies mastery camos.
Well, no, because there's
4
gold.
zombies mastery camos.
If you're counting like gold, platinum, there are 4. That's what they're saying.
I've got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably what.
So that
right.
so
Okay.
this is why everyone has been saying it's gonna be similar to the MW3 camo grind probably because it's that same setup. It's probably you can get gold on one gun, things like that. So it's gonna be the same. Sounds like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Keeping score. There's no need to manually tally on how many zombies each individual weapon has eliminated. This menu keeps score. I don't know what they mean by this menu, but that's cool. There will be a little tally I'm assuming in the gunsmith somewhere. Let's see. The BO6 loadout system shares many features from Cold War, as well as a few important differences. So here we go. Primary weapon, fists, and melee. Got it. Your main method of eliminating the undead consists of a primary weapon, your fists until you find a second weapon in the match, and a dedicated melee weapon, just like multiplayer. Either sharp or blunt, thanks. For when the situation gets even messier, as an alternative to a melee strike with the butt of your gun. Okay. So you load in with only a primary, which I think is different than Cold War, actually. Although I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter. Either way. So primary weapon, choose from any available AR, sub, shotgun. You guys know the drill. Melee weapon, choose from an available melee armament. Okay. Further improvements in in-game access. Weapons can also be bought off the wall, dropped and swapped between teammates. I think you could do that in Cold War, but don't remember. So
yeah, I don't remember. Maybe you couldn't. I don't think you could because I don't think we could drop like wonder weapons for a teammate.
I don't remember for sure. Yeah, I don't know. But you can now, so that'll be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could buy them off the wall. You could drop and swap them between teammates. They can be improved by increasing the rarity at Arsenal machines. You can add ammo mods to them at Arsenal machines. You can pack-a-punch them. And then using the zombie build system. Found in a wall buy or mystery box as one of your own personal weapon builds, provided you saved the custom build and assigned it to be accessible at a wall buy or mystery box in the loadout menu before a match. This will even implement the camo, charm, and stickers you've applied. So I guess you can just build a gun with like 5 attachments and then save it in a menu somewhere in the pregame. And then if you find the personal weapon build box in zombies, you'll get that weapon.
Yeah, you can wall buy it.
Which is weird, because why wouldn't I just load in with that weapon?
So, okay, so this is one of the things that has been discussed for the last week with all the leaks coming out. The leakers were saying you were getting custom loadouts, and you spawn in with your custom gun. And I know a lot of zombies nerds didn't like it because they're like, well, that's dumb spawning in with your own custom gun. Like, I would rather just spawn in with nothing like in classic zombies. And then all the leakers were like, then just select your custom gun as a friggin' pistol if that's what you want. So it sounds like they were wrong, and it's not even possible to ever spawn in with your custom gun, at least not on the launch of zombies, because that's what they were all saying, is that you build the custom gun and you spawn in with it from when you start playing the match. That's not how this is going to work, though. So yeah, you build a custom gun.
That's what it says. Hold on. That's what it says. Primary weapon. Choose from any available AR, sub, shotgun. Oh.
But then why is it saying, hold on, so then why is it saying using the zombie build system found in a wall buy or mystery box as one of your own personal weapon builds?
Well, even in BO6, you could load in with whatever gun you wanted. I remember doing that.
So then why is it described this way? Because yeah, you're right. I don't understand what they're saying.
I don't know
then.
either.
So then what I can build? So then maybe you spawn in with your primary, but then you can also have another just zombie gun built, so you can buy a second one off a wall. Like you can buy an SMG later when you want it. The SMG
maybe
you build.
That's what it means.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, maybe. Because one thing I remember about Cold War
I guess
is
it's that, huh?
that sounds like super overpowered. Like, oh, I can build an insane. Yeah, because I remember putting on.
But they suck,
to
yeah.
increase the
Because that's how you do the
salvage drop
camo
rate.
grind. You spawn in with the gun you want and start grinding. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be possible again. Yeah, I forgot about the camo grind. It's definitely going to be possible to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you might think that sounds like really overpowered, but it's not, because it's not pack-a-punched at all, and it's also the most dogshit rarity. So it does terrible damage. So it's like fine for the first like 10 rounds maybe, but you have to upgrade the rarity from common to legendary and pack-a-punch 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of work to do to make your custom gun, even with all its attachments, be serviceable in zombies.
Yep.
Whereas you could hit the box and get like an orange gun, and it's like, okay, well, this is way cheaper to just upgrade this, just pack-a-punch it. I don't even have to upgrade the rarity or whatever. And that's usually what you'd end up doing. Or hunt for, obviously, a wonder weapon. So it's probably going to work like that again. It is weird, though, that they let you, like, yeah, I don't know, buy your own gun again. But I guess that's pretty cool. Because, yeah, if you want to level multiple guns or whatever.
That makes
or
sense
drop
if
one
that's
for
the
your
way
friend
it is.
or
So,
something.
one thing they, of course, have left out, and I don't think they're going to talk about it at all, what about the zombie-specific weapon mods, basically? So, like, in Cold War, you could put on a barrel that would, like, drop 30% more salvage on zombies you kill. Is that coming back? They don't mention that at all. That was not in the game in Vanguard, so instead you ran a suppressor to stay off minimap from the zombies. Got it. In Cold War, it was awesome because every single attachment had a zombies-specific effect.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that was a great feature, and that's left out here, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That was a really good feature.
I suspect it's an oversight, and that will probably come back, to be honest.
It better.
Also,
for how detailed this mode is sounding, I'm going to be pissed off if they didn't make zombies effects for, attachments.
Yeah. And there also might be way fewer attachments. Or not. No, never mind. We already have seen a ton of
there
them,
will be
actually,
millions,
so
yeah.
There will be
Thousands,
billions.
in
Yeah,
fact.
you're right. So anyways, yeah, that's that. So field upgrades is the next section. Each member of your tiny little squad is bringing a piece of specialized equipment known as field upgrades. I've got it. A powerful device that offers a chargeable, immersive, elemental ability, followed by a cooldown period when the field upgrade recharges and is ready to be used again. So this is just like Cold War. You'll earn more charges by eliminating enemies, not with the passage of time. Okay. So unlike ultimate abilities in competitive multiplayer in Black Ops 4, good job, Treyarch, you will not earn progress on its cooldown simply with the passage of time. You'll actually have to do something. Wish Vundi would have thought of that 6 years ago, but here we are. So I'm fine with this. I don't remember if it passively regened in Cold War. I think it did, but it will not do so in this game, which I guess is fine. At launch, expect to choose a familiar field upgrade from past Zombies games. Here are some examples. Aether Shroud, Frenzied Guard, Healing Aura, Energy Mine. Those are all repeats. I'm not describing them to you. In addition, expect a brand new field upgrade known as Dark Flare, offering a new and impressive offensive capability. You generate a massive energy beam that deals lethal shadow damage. The beam penetrates everything in its path.
Oh, wow.
Okay. That's pretty basic.
Yeah.
One example that they didn't put as a familiar field upgrade was the Ring of Fire, which was a fan favorite. So they either left out one of the favorite field upgrades, but it's still in fact coming back, or it's not coming back. Because it seems weird to leave that off the list.
Yeah, maybe we just see more added every season.
I've
Because the leaks are also saying, like, we're going to have a total of 4 more round-based maps post-launch, so I assume we'll get a lot more content. So, yeah, maybe Ring of Fire is in Season 2 or something, yeah.
Or even it'll be in at launch and they just haven't mentioned all the field upgrades at launch here.
Or this is the new pay-to-win they did, like the pay-to-win features for DMZ. Maybe you'll have to buy some bundle skin that comes with Ring of Fire, yeah.
It's possible.
But people won't be mad because it's not for PvP, so everyone will just buy it and they'll make billions and billions of dollars.
That's correct. Yeah. So anyway, one of the new ones at least is called Dark Flare. It sounds pretty standard. I don't know. You press a button and then damage happens. Okay. I've got it.
It's Ring of Fire, except it just comes from the sky. Yeah.
It's even easier. Yeah. So, okay. Further improvements. This is interesting. Field upgrades can be made even more powerful with the use of augments. So, okay, we covered that. Field upgrades cannot be dropped, but now for the first time in Zombies, you can swap to a different field upgrade at any time during a match by using the in-game menu. If you do this, your cooldown will reset. That is cool. I like that a lot, actually. Because maybe you want to use like Dark Flare, but then it's like round 20 and you guys barely scraped by surviving. And you're like, all right, dude, I'm switching to Healing Aura because we're all getting shit on and we need like extra heals. I can't use this anymore or whatever. But there's also like a little penalty in that the cooldown resets. So it's not like you can just do it cheesy, like in a cheesy way. So I think this is cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it. So moving on from there. Field upgrade example, additional pieces of Dark Flare. So this is going to describe some of the augments. Okay, I'm going to read this exactly. Maybe we're learning here. With some promising mass takedowns during previous matches, you begin focusing on researching the Dark Flare field upgrade between matches and start to unlock the minor and major augments, adding yet more power to future uses of this field upgrade. Once fully researched, you have the following 3 minor augments and major augments to choose from. Before your next match, you simply choose 1 minor and 1 major augment, depending on your specific needs, and can swap between other augments between matches. We went, for example, with these. The Heavy Shadow minor augment. Zombies impacted by the beam are also slowed. And then the following major augment, Shadow Ball. The beam is replaced with a sphere that damages enemies as it travels and detonates at the end of the duration.
Got it.
Okay.
I'm understanding it now. I get it, I think. I've got it.
Okay, I'm going to read the first sentence again. With some promising mass takedowns during previous matches, you begin focusing on researching the Dark Flare field upgrade between matches and start to unlock the minor and major augments. Okay. So it sounds like in their example, this hypothetical person played a game, they used Dark Flare, and it did well, so they liked it. So then after that match, they pressed on a button in the pregame menu that enabled them to begin focusing on researching the Dark Flare field upgrade. So it sounds like to me, before you load into a match, you pick one thing, one perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade, and you say, enable that. That's what I choose to be researching. Kind of like the Armory unlock system we have now. So right now, if you don't have anything unlocked, you go to your Armory Unlocks tab and you select one of a billion things. And then if you win that game of multiplayer or do a daily challenge, you earn progress toward unlocking that Armory unlock. But you only have one thing active at a time that you're progressing toward unlocking. That's what this sounds like to me. So you're going to open, instead of the Armory tab, you're going to open the Augment tab or the Research tab, and it's going to have a list of every field upgrade, ammo mod, or perk, and then you're going to select one and only one, and then once you start playing the game or the match of zombies, that's the thing you're currently researching. That's the thing you're currently unlocking augments for. I think that's what they mean. Does that sound right to you?
That's not the way I take it. I just take it as the more you use it in game, it'll basically start to level out of game, and then it'll start unlocking the augments that you can then choose from every match. I don't take it as a thing where you have to manually select that you want to upgrade that. No. But I don't know. Could be either way. Who knows?
It could be either, because I had the same thought as you also. Because another way you could do it is like there's a like if you're playing multiplayer and it's day one, if you get a kill with any gun, you get some weapon XP for that gun. No matter what gun it is, no matter you selected it before or not, no matter if it was in your loadout or not. You can even level guns you haven't unlocked yet. So if you pick up some guy's static in Warzone and you haven't unlocked that in the battle pass yet, you can start leveling it even before it's unlocked. So that could also be what they mean. If you get like a dark flare field upgrade kill, you get some research toward it, even though you didn't select it earlier. Maybe because there isn't a selection thing like the armory system I'm thinking of. I don't know. Yeah, I can't really tell. I think it's one of the two things we just said, though. I think must be what it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, what are we thinking about these augments? So again, he picked Heavy Shadow, the minor augment, meaning he can't pick two other minor augments. And then same with the major augment. He picked one, meaning he can't pick the other two. These seem fine. And about what we had in Cold War. So the difference is in Cold War, there were 5 levels rather than 6 augments of upgrading you could do to a field upgrade. But once you unlocked all 5 of them, you didn't have to pick which ones applied. All of them applied.
Yes.
You had every advantage. And that was actually kind of annoying because for certain field upgrades, like level 1 and 2 were dog shit. But level 3 was like really good. And then level 4 and 5 were also meh. So you just skipped them. But now it's like you really do want to unlock everything so that you can like pick and choose what augments you want. There's less waste maybe this way. I don't know. I like this though. This is growing on me.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good. To kind of just to like reiterate. So there would be a total of 6 augments, 3 minor and 3 major for your field upgrade. So say it's Ring of Fire, even though it's not in the game. You have 3 minor and 3 major, but you only select one of each. That's the max you can get going into a match. So then like the major that it shows for this one is it says the beam replaced by a sphere that damages enemies as it travels and detonates at the end of a duration. So maybe another major augment that you can choose is it's the same normal dark flare where it just comes down from the sky and damages everything straight down, but maybe now that one strike is double the size. So you can choose between one beam that's double the size. You can choose between the shadow ball where it's a sphere and kind of travels through a direction. So you just have different options on what you want to use basically.
Right.
So I think I think that actually will add more replayability because you'll want to try different things and kind of learn them and see what you like best rather than just blowing your load and having everything from the start. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually do like this better.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think it's going to be really good.
I do too. I'm just hoping that, I'm hoping it's not like trivially easy to just research everything, basically. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Got it. But yeah, this is cool. So let's move on. Tacticals, lethals, and support equipment at the crafting table. Okay. Unlike Cold War, you're facing down zombie hordes with a choice of tactical and lethal equipment that you can bring into the infill with you. Okay. Yeah. You weren't able to do that in Cold War, and now you'll be able to. That's not a huge deal, though. I mean, I'll have... Okay, I threw my Semtex. I've got it. Tactical equipment crafting table. Tacticals offer the use of tacticals. I've got it. Let's see. Current loadout tacticals include concussion or decoy grenades or the ever-useful stim shot. Once in-game, you can use salvage you've acquired to construct a wide variety of tactical equipment, each with a different cost in salvage. Craft as many as you like until your inventory is full or a lack of salvage prevents you. So, TikTok, car tire screeching noise. Inventory. Did we have an inventory?
It's just probably saying how you can't just hold unlimited tacticals. You can't just craft and store 100 stuns. It'll only let you hold like 4. It'll let you hold 4 stuns or 4 semtexes, whatever it is in zombies. 2,
and they're
3.
all like throwable without opening a backpack.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. So, anyway, here are the selections: concussion, which is a stun; stim.
Stim will be good in zombies, probably.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna read this again. That word is smoke, right? That third word.
Yeah, that says smoke.
Against AI zombies, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if it does something wildly, drastically different in zombies then. Deploys a smoke screen that blocks vision and automated targeting systems. Okay. Why would I use this in zombies? I'm sure it does something.
What if it actually works and the zombies lose track of you, though, and you're able to just run and they don't know where you're at?
Actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Because what would they mean by automated targeting systems? Like mounted guns or something that's going to hurt you? I don't know.
Maybe zombies can like turn on traps, or maybe part of Easter eggs is a crossing like a field that's manned by like sentry guns. You can smoke them. It's actually kind of cool. I take back my snark. Anyway, decoy grenade, got it. Shock charge, symbol monkey, W, and then this is new. LT-53 Casimir creates a small singularity that pulls in and kills enemies. That's pretty crazy because that and the symbol monkey actually are tacticals that do damage, which is cool. So you can craft those. I'm assuming
it's not new, and that's what Ralph said. Yeah.
By the way, that's also true. Yeah. And then here are the lethals. Let's see. So same thing. You can craft them with salvage. You can also load in with them. Frags, sticky grenades, mollies, C4s, combat axes, which is a throwing knife, impact grenade. What was this, Tarkov? Have we seen impacts in COD before?
I feel like we have, haven't we?
I don't know. That's very interesting. Anyway, precision grenade that explodes on impact. So this is a thing in Tarkov that people get very upset about because you just can't play around it. And this implies that there will be impact nades in multiplayer, which pisses me off a lot also. I do not want to get impacted ever. So, but it's in the game, so now we know. Thermo grenade creates a large fuel air cloud that explodes after durations. That's like thermobaric. And then blast trap. Planted explosive device detonates when enemies come near. So that's like a prox mine, I guess. Yeah, thermobarics would go crazy in zombies, actually.
Especially if it slows them
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no crazy, that's it for lethals. Further improvements in in-game access. Some tacticals and lethals are intermittently dropped by zombies to be gathered as ground loot. And a full complement can be constructed at crafting tables along with more powerful ordnance such as score streaks. Okay, so that is what they meant by support equipment. With some additional things it meant. Between bouts of undead culling, okay, access the crafting table, and you'll be able to spend salvage to construct an impressive array of support equipment, which also occasionally drops as ground loot. Some examples: self-res, RCXD, sentry turret, and mutant injection temporarily transforms you into a mangler with all of the bells and also whistles. That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty dope.
So you
pretty
bang
busted
a stim,
OP,
and then you become a mutant.
Yeah.
So in the GIF, bro is injecting something and then turning into a robot. Is the robot the mutant?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, is this supposed to be the mangler? Because that doesn't look like a mangler, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't to me.
It's not what I'm thinking when I think of a mangler.
Yeah, that's neither am I. But whatever you turn
into one of those
dope.
guys from Fallout. Whatever those guys are called, that's what it is.
Oh, the power suit?
Yeah, the exoskeleton from
yeah,
Fallout.
what is that called?
Something for sure.
I think it's just power suit, isn't it?
No. It is the mangler. This is the mangler, which is what we had said the whole time. And it looks like a normal mangler, too.
It looks exactly like a mangler,
I don't know,
which is why we said it looks like a mangler.
Yeah.
So you bang a stim, and then suddenly you have a fully armored, powered exo suit. So you don't turn I don't know why you inject something and then you have armor on. That I hate that. That really pisses me off. Actually, I thought you would like transform like a werewolf or something. That would make some sense after injecting something, but not just growing armor.
That's a nice little injection, little animation. I like that.
The animation is dope though, and that looks fun to play as, by the way. So a mangler, for those of you just listening, you basically like you inject a stim that's purple, and then you have a juggernaut suit, basically, is what this is.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope in zombies. And I
Mangler
like that you
suit.
can craft it. Yeah. So they go into more detail, which we probably should have started with before speculating.
Okay, yeah.
New support, mutant injection. One of the support items you can craft is the mutant injection, which allows you to transform into and temporarily wreak havoc as a mangler. Once you inject yourself with the serum, you grow an additional 3 feet taller, become clad in plated armor, and can throw your weight about with a vicious melee swipe, ranged mangler cannon attack, and a zombie-killing barging sprint. All with some seriously impressive damage upgrades. Your new form even allows redacted.
Whoa.
I've got it.
Yeah.
So
I was
there's
wondering if it was
probably
gonna
going to be
allow
an
that.
Easter egg where you have to become a mutant, a mangler, to access, to like break open a particularly strong door or something. You'll have to like sprint into it. That's what I'm assuming this is an allusion
Sprint
to.
into this.
Almost certainly. He's got it.
So
Next is...
how do you get
okay.
these? You craft them?
You build
Okay.
it.
Hey man, do you want to craft an RCXD or do you want to craft a mangler suit? Boy, I wonder. So obviously this is going to be a lot to craft, I would assume, right?
It's going to be more expensive.
I
Yeah.
would imagine
And
a
how
lot
long
more
will it
expensive.
last, too?
Yeah, is there a cooldown? Do you just go
Probably no
until
cooldown,
they do enough damage to break the suit? Could you be running
Oh,
around
that's
with
a
this
good
thing
question.
for 3 hours if you're good enough?
That's a really good
A
question.
lot of questions. Millions of questions about
Well,
it,
it
really.
says
Seems
it
cool,
allows you
though.
to transform into and temporarily wreak havoc as a mangler. So I'm assuming it is timed in some way. Yeah.
Question about the growing 3 feet taller. Have you seen that new thing that men do, like in Turkey or wherever it is? They go and have surgery to make themselves taller. You seen that?
You sure have.
One of the most
unfortunately,
insane medical surgeries on the planet.
It is an extremely invasive,
Dude.
damaging, and painful surgery. They
You have
break
to
both
have
of your femurs.
Oh my god, yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's really, and it's extremely
I
hardcore.
cannot, and
Yeah.
think of how expensive that is. Like the recovery,
That
I think,
too.
is like 1.5 to 2 years. Like you can barely walk, and then these people are just they're screwed the rest of their life. They're never gonna walk correctly again. It's such an insane thing to do, just to be like 4
and
inches
they're
taller.
still probably short.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
That's the worst part is they're still probably short after that, because
Short
if you
little
are
Arabs.
so down bad, literally, you're small manlet, that you are contemplating breaking both of your femurs, then you're probably like 5'4". So then
Yeah.
you get a whole 3 inches after 2 years of debilitating pain, all for a surgery that was absolutely not covered by your insurance, by the way. So hope you're rich.
No, fuck no, it's not. God, it's not.
Absolutely not.
No,
So
no,
you're-
no.
You're in debt, you're bedridden, you're now addicted to Oxycontin, and you're still, after all of that, only 5'7" also, and you can barely walk, and you have a cane now. Congrats.
Dude.
Be short. Just be short.
Yeah,
instead.
here's a pro tip, guys. The reason girls don't like you if you're 5'4", it's your personality. So don't go get leg enlargement. Be funny, make a girl laugh one time, try to do that, and she'll probably have sex with you instead of making yourself taller. Try that, see if that works. Insanity,
That's
dude.
a better idea. And also, if you are about to get this surgery, like we said, you obviously have lots of money. So
Millions.
just-
That's why I'm saying it. It's every
That's all
video
you
I've
need.
seen, it's a
You've already
rich
got
little
what you
Arab
need.
dude. Yeah. It's some dude who's like whose dad is an oil prince and he's got billions of dollars. And bro just wants to be taller. Yeah. So crazy.
Yeah, that sounds miserable. Or just put a little insert into your shoes.
Well, that's
There's an
yeah.
idea.
I mean, you can gain 1/4 inch that way, maybe.
Wear
Yeah.
some lifts. I don't know. Or get one of those. Dude, I saw an ad on TikTok. It was so embarrassing. I saw an ad on TikTok. This guy is selling. You know how there's like the creator, like earns commission.
Those
posts
people
or
make
whatever.
thousands of dollars a month making those ads, by the way.
And it's like every other talk.
We
now.
can
It's
make
very
those
annoying.
actually. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, one guy. The comments were so good. I was so proud of the internet for once. It was the first TikTok comment section I approved of. Anyway, the guy is selling these shoes, and they are like their shoes, but the bottom of them is like lifts, but they, instead of being just like a solid like wooden block or whatever, they are like hard rubber, and there are like holes in it. So that is supposed to make it not look like you're just wearing high heels, which you are as a man, right? So then he's like, oh yeah, you know, these will give you like 3 inches or whatever. And they look absurd. And it's very obvious what you're trying to do. Putting holes in the bottom doesn't trick anyone. Anyways, the comment section, I open it, and the first comment is like, bro, how short do you have to be to make these shoes? Skull emoji. The creator replied, and he's like, I'm 5'7", but with these on, I'm 5'10". And then every other comment was like, manlet bitch, just be taller, try growing. It was fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Dude,
fantastic.
Do you go on
section.
Instagram much anymore?
Not really.
So Instagram Reels, it has become goated. So TikTok has all like the social justice warriors, like in the comment section, doing like hearts and stuff. Instagram is just
sympathizers.
Like, would you shut up, you stupid?
Hamas sympathizers.
It's just the comment sections on Reels go crazy. They were even talking about it on Your Mom's House. They were like talking about how TikTok's like, oh, I'm nice. These like nice young teenage girls, and then Instagram comments are just dudes our age who grew up in that time, and they just every other comment is a slur making fun of people. It is wild to see the difference in comments. Like,
I gotta take a look at that. Then,
like you post a video on Instagram, and then also on TikTok, the comments on Instagram are every single one is negative. It's so funny, man. You have to start using Reels just to read the comments.
Yeah, I'll look into that. That's fantastic.
Gotta look into it.
Yeah. But anyways, don't break your legs. Just make more money. Be I don't know.
But they don't need to make more money because, like you said, they're rich if they're getting that done.
You're right.
Just make a girl laugh. That's all it is. Don't have such a shit personality. Figure it out.
Yeah, it's really not.
Or kill yourself.
Yeah. Or be. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, the mutant injection is pretty cool. Gobble Gums custom packs Gobble Gum machine. Terrible title to this next section. Way too many symbols. Crack your teeth, as well as I got it. As well as the skulls of the undead, with a variety of custom Gobble Gum packs based on your stored reserves of this killer candy. Pick a single pack to bring with you, with each pack containing 5 different single-use Gobble Gums that you've chosen to access during a match via a special confectionery machine that holds each Gobble Gum in your pack and spits out one randomly once you interact with it. So this is something Tanner and I talked about when it was leaked, and this is the information that was leaked. So we talked about the actual thing that we now have confirmation of, which is that you buy a pack and it has random Gobble Gums, and then you get a random effect when you use it, which seems completely stupid to me. So I'm going to keep reading in case I'm wrong or misunderstanding something, but let's continue. The Gobble Gums you can choose are based on the collection you have in your inventory. One of the ways to continuously keep your collection filled is by earning them in-game. See below. Gobble Gums are single-use items and are permanently removed from your inventory once received in-game. Okay. Gobble Gums come in a variety of rarities: rare, epic, legendary, ultra, and whimsical. Okay. Why are we... So it's the same number of rarities, and they've just changed the names. So rare has now become common. I've got it. Why don't we just do the same scheme we do for everything else? And also, don't say whimsical. Don't say it's
I've got
whimsically
a whimsical
rare.
Gobble Gum, yeah.
That is wild. Anyways, with the general rule that the higher, and I wanted to use a different word there, the rarity, the more powerful the effect of the Gobble Gum is the word I wanted to use. Rare examples include Shields Up. Your armor is twice as strong for 3 minutes. And Killjoy spawns an insta-kill power-up.
Oh.
Epic examples include Free Fire. Firing weapons consumes no ammo for the next 60 seconds. That's pretty bonkers, actually. And Soda Fountain. The next perk purchased gives an additional random perk.
Wow.
How mad are you if you pop a gobble gum in round 60 when you have all your perks and that's what you get?
That's
Anyway,
true,
legendary
yeah.
examples. Phoenix up, revive all teammates, and they keep their perks. This is why when you press the button and you get a random gobble gum, that's why this system sucks. Because what if all my teammates are alive, which they usually are? Like, do I just hope that, that this particular gobble gum is a Phoenix up? That seems dumb a lot. Very dumb. So, okay. And wall-to-wall clearance. Wall buys cost 10 essence. Why is that legendary? Because I'm not well, maybe I would pop it early, actually. Ultra. Perkaholic, as an example, gives the player all Perka-Colas in the map. I'm assuming that... I guess that just means all perks, right? Yeah. Once again, if I have all perks already... I'm pissed. And Wonder Bar. The next gun from the mystery box will be a wonder weapon. That's goated. Whimsical example includes Newtonian negation. Change it. Zombies killed fall straight up for 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Zombies killed fall straight up for 3 minutes. I don't know what that means.
That's what it... So, according to...
I have no idea what that means.
According to... Dusty, who's also you, which is what you said earlier. Whimsical is goofy effects, which is what you were just talking about. So yeah, it's just like goofy effects that so
they're not supposed to be good. Okay.
Yeah,
That
just goofy.
explains it. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't care about what the corpses do. I want to help make them corpses first. Well,
yeah, I think they fly
already
to the
corpses,
sky
I guess,
when
but-
killed. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Exceptions to this are the whimsical gobble gums, of course, which, as the name suggests, provide effects that aren't focused on giving you advantage. Okay. When it's said, granted, sometimes hilarious, always entertaining. And
So funny. Got him to be laughing so hard when I get a whimsical gobble gum.
An amuse bouche, if you will.
Shut up.
I don't know what that word is. Have you ever seen that word before?
No, we're gonna look that up. I don't know what that means.
An amuse hyphen
In French, it means
B-O-U-C-H-E.
it amuses the mouth. That's a... Hold on. That's what that is.
Yeah, it is.
Person who wrote that should be laid off. I hope Treyarch does massive layoffs within the next week. Yeah, and you are hit
And
by
I
it.
hope that is included. Yeah. Bro, he watches too much Great British Baking Show in between. Yeah, anyway. Okay. So, yeah, that's Gobblegums. Listen, well, there's more, actually. I'll just keep reading. But Gobblegum machines, I've got it. Mr. Peaks is only too happy to provide you with an in-game confectionery machine. I can't read, and that word intimidates me. From which to extricate your gob stopper. Why are we... Simply interact with it. No essence required. That's interesting. And a Gobblegum is randomly dropped ready for pickup. So I guess this is one individual Gobblegum. And I'm done saying that, by the way. I'm saying gum now.
Gobblegum.
Whereas the pack has 5 gums. So that's interesting. The machine then cools down on a timer or will be immediately reset on the next round. Grab the suite, change it, and then it's added into your inventory in HUD. You can store up to 3 unique gums at once and use 1, 2, or all 3 of them at once as well. This may very well add many new dimensions to combat as these gum effects interact with your fellow teammates and other augmentations and power-ups. Okay. So I'm a little confused here. I'm going to keep reading because maybe it'll answer it. And we're almost done. Further improvements. Gums cannot be dropped or shared, but you can swap to a different pack at any time during a match using the in-game menu. Changing the pack will reset the randomized order of the new pack. Okay. New gums are earnable in-game simply for playing. Expect to earn 1 or more random gums every few rounds. You'll know when you've been awarded one due to a reward sequence at the start of a subsequent round. Any unused gums are kept between matches, and you won't lose them if you happen to DC. Okay, so, for example, changing the pack will reset the randomized order of the new pack of Gobblegums. Does this mean that if I have a pack equipped, and then I load into a match, the order of the 5 gums in the pack will be random, but I will see which gum is up next if I were to eat one, Or is it randomized and I also don't know what I'm going to get until I throw it in my little tiny mouth? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, because it says there are 3. Because that's what so when I first saw that it mentioned 3, I'm like, oh, so you can just select which one you want to use next. But then they say you cannot swap the order because it's a randomized order. So if that's the case, you can't choose what you use.
But will you even know what's coming next?
Kind of sounds like it. I don't know, though.
I would assume you do, and you should, but I don't know either. I'm assuming the order's random and you can't really change it, but you'll at least know that then what the order of them is, even though you didn't choose that order. Which is kind of annoying, because like, what if I open a pack and I have like, I don't know, the unlock all perks one as my second gum, but my first gum is the revive all teammates gum. Okay, well, I'd really like to just unlock all perks right away, obviously.
Yeah.
But do I want to waste an instant res all my teammates to get there? Maybe, but that's annoying.
Yeah.
Let me just pick which one I want. You know?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know.
But maybe that's part of the difficulty, I guess.
If somebody played the old zombie games with this in there, I'm sure they would know, but nobody cares to explain it to us, so we have a shit chat. Yeah. Dusty, what does this mean? Do you see the next gobble gum, or is it just like a secret until you use the current one?
Either way, I'm going to say this. Honestly, in general, I am in favor of like the more content, the merrier. In this particular case, I could absolutely do without all of this bullshit. I would be equally happy with zombies in BO6 if there were no gobble gums at all. I would be equally happy. I don't think I'd be more happy necessarily. I guess I'm fine with them, but I don't. This adds nothing to the experience, in my opinion. It is uninteresting. It's whatever. It's fine, I guess. I just don't really care that much. And there was a lot of stink on Twitter about these, by the way, which is just even more crazy to me, having read all this now. I just don't care about these things at all.
Yeah, this was a system that it seems like a lot of players were not happy to have back, but yeah.
And it's like pay to win, because you're apparently, they haven't said in here, to be fair, but you're going to be able to, or I think they did actually somewhere say
I think they said it at the
BO6 Direct, yeah. I think they did say like you'll unlock a pack or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Gobble gum.
Gobble this, he whips out his cock. That's the end of part 3. And it looks like we're saving parts 4 and 5 for Saturday.
We're done, yeah.
So that is that. So overall, so far, by the way, pretty excited about zombies. I have a lot of questions, to be clear. In fact, and I'm dead ass, I now have more questions than before I read any of this blog post.
I thought I understood gobble gums. Now I just don't. So yeah, that's where I'm at now.
Yep. I also was assuming we were getting something very similar to the crystal system back. We are not, or maybe we are. I don't exactly know, because the augment system is completely opaque to me. But as I said, by Saturday, I will have watched some super nerds YouTube videos on this topic, and I will hope that someone knows or explains or understands how the researching augments thing works. Because I now understand most of it. You will unlock up to 6 augments per perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade, and then before you load into the game, you will select 1 minor and 1 major augment of 3 of each possible per thing, and then you'll load in, boom, and that's what you'll have. But what I don't understand, which is the most important thing, how do you unlock those augments? It says it's through research. What does that mean? How do you earn research? Is it something you select before, like the armory system we have now? Or is it something you just level up by using the thing, like getting weapon XP is now in multiplayer. I have no idea. That's my big question. And further, does your performance in a match dictate how much research you earn, or is it more static than that?
Maybe it's more score based than Cold War, where it was just how many rounds you got. Maybe it's how much damage you do and how many kills, because they did say something about that if you chain together a bunch of kills or something. So maybe it's more related to that, your individual performance.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm
Either
not sure
way,
you'll ever
though,
unlock everything, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, either way, I think this is going to have, again, the best part of the Cold War thing was that there were things to grind for that would take a while that were applied out of match, and that is coming back. So I don't know how you research things, but either way, you have to research a lot of shit. And that's going to take a lot of time, whether it's like weapon XP or it's like armory unlocks, or I'm totally misunderstanding and it's something else. There's still going to be that replayability and longevity and like reasons to keep playing and unlock more augments and shit.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I'm very excited about that. And then from the video, we did see a Kraken. So I don't know if there are other water zombies, but there's at least one. So that's cool. And then as a preview for what you can expect on Saturday, we will be coming back to this blog post for parts 4, 5, and 6. Part 4 is named Into the Fray, Round-Based Systems. So it talks about Perca-Colas, ammo mods, and the Arsenal machine, which is going to be very interesting. The Rampage Inducer, don't know what that is, so we'll find out. And some other stuff. And like the raft. There's actually a lot more to learn. I'm pretty excited. Power-ups, elemental damage.
Yeah.
The mystery box. Yeah, this is going to be cool. The beam
4 and
smasher,
5 sounds like the best.
which is dope. Yeah, so this is probably one of the wonder weapons, which is going to be really cool. And then part 5 is Meet the Enemy, spelled like poultry, MEAT. So this is just a lowdown on all of the zombies. Excuse me, some of the zombies. These entities do not represent the full miscellany of the BO6 zombies enemies you should expect. Bro busted out his thesaurus on this blog post, by the way. When was the last time you saw the word miscellany?
Ever, yeah.
I see that once every 5 years probably. Anyway, so there are some of the zombies it goes through. I'm actually going to quickly scroll and see if I can find any water zombies. I cannot. I've got it. Wait, hold on. Oh, it talks about traps. And then it talks about the tentacle, which is the water zombie we've seen. I don't know if there are other water zombies, but that's interesting. And then part 6 is the final part, which is titled Next Steps, Incoming Comms, Prepare for COD Next. This is nothing. So there's basically 2 more parts.
Yeah.
Part 4 and part 5. We'll cover those on Saturday. And there's going to be a lot to talk about, mainly in part 4, like a ton of stuff to talk about. So that will be fun and exciting. And also, we'll see you on Saturday. Patreon.com/Dropshot. Speaking of which, Raphael D, our newest gold patron, welcome. Big dog. Thanks for becoming a patron, and we hope you enjoy. And congratulations, you're our only new patron this week, L listeners. And speaking of the Patreon, we just released the most bonkers, craziest episode ever.
Did we?
On Patreon.
Yeah.
In which we talked about Warzone a lot. And it was fun. It was kind of a combo of a review, a tips, and a brainstorm all in one. That's kind of what it was. And I enjoyed it a lot. We talked a lot about the weapon meta and some attachments. That was like probably almost half the episode, in fact. And then we talked about some POIs as well, some strats there. It was a good time. That is now live for all of our patrons. And next week, we are going to, because Tanner saved a bunch of the videos that are now DMCA'd off of the internet. They're on our hard drive. Good luck. I know you can't sniff my kernels, Activision,
True.
so you have no chance of getting those videos, in fact. We will be showing them on screen, and they will not be able to do a single goddamn thing about it. So if you missed the leaked gameplay, we're going to be going through it with a fine-tooth comb, showing the video on Patreon. And because it won't be a public video, it won't get taken down. So you'll be able to see all the gameplay, and we're going to talk about it. So we're going to talk about basically all the BO6 multiplayer leaks, including showing footage of a bunch of gameplay. And that I am extremely excited for, because you guys have probably heard a lot of talk about those leaks that had been happening like all this week and last week, but you may not have seen any gameplay of it. So having that context and hearing us talk about it, I think is going to be really interesting, and I'm really excited to do that. So yeah, you'll have that Warzone episode, and then you can get that next week. For all of our patrons, be one, patreon.com/thedropshot. And also, stay arrogant.
Is that what we're thinking?
That's what they're saying.
I'm going to stay humble.
Okay.